In a small, quiet town filled with narrow streets and tiny, crumbling houses, there lived a little orphan girl named Lila. Lila had no family. She lived in a tiny room at the edge of the town in an old shelter. The room had only a small bed and a wooden box where she kept her few things. But even though Lila had very little, her heart was full of love. Lila spent her days walking through the town. She would search for small, forgotten things, buttons, bits of cloth, or broken toys. But most of all, Lila looked for broken dolls. The town was poor, and children often threw away old dolls when they lost an arm, a leg, or an eye. People saw no use for them anymore. But not Lila. One morning, after a heavy rain, Lila walked through the muddy streets with bare feet. The air was fresh, and the sun tried to peek through the gray clouds. As she turned a corner, she saw something near the trash pile, a small doll, its face dirty, one arm missing, and its dress torn. Lila gently picked it up, holding it close. "Don't worry, little one," she whispered softly. "I'll make you whole again." Back in her tiny room, Lila set to work. She washed the doll carefully, sewing on a new arm made from an old sock. She stitched the dress with pieces of colorful cloth she had saved. When she was done, the doll looked beautiful again. Not perfect, but full of love. Later that day, Lila saw a little girl sitting alone on a broken bench in the town square. The girl's eyes were filled with tears. "Why are you crying?" Lila asked kindly. "I have no friends and nothing to play with," the girl sobbed. Without a second thought, Lila handed her the repaired doll. "This is for you," Lila said with a warm smile. She was broken once, like we all are sometimes, but now she's ready to bring you joy. The girl's face lit up with happiness as she hugged the doll tightly. "Thank you," she cried. "She's beautiful." From that day on, Lila made it her mission. Whenever she found a broken doll, she would fix it and find a child who needed a friend. She didn't have much thread or cloth, but she had endless love. Every doll she repaired carried that love to another lonely heart. At first, people didn't pay much attention to Lila's quiet work, but soon something wonderful happened. The town began to change. The lonely children who received Lila's dolls started playing together. Laughter filled the streets where once there was only silence. Even the grown-ups noticed. One kind shopkeeper began leaving bits of fabric at Lila's door. A tailor offered her some thread and needles. Little by little, the whole town came together, inspired by the small acts of love from one little girl. One cold winter evening, as snowflakes danced in the air, the mayor of the town came to visit Lila at the shelter. He knelt down and spoke softly. "Lila, you have taught us something more precious than gold. You've shown us that even the smallest acts of kindness can heal hearts and bring people together. We want to thank you." The mayor handed Lila a small box. Inside was a letter and a golden key. "The letter says, 'This house belongs to you now,'" the mayor explained, "and the key opens the door. It's a warm house where you can live and continue your beautiful work." Lila's eyes filled with tears, but her smile was brighter than ever. She had never asked for anything. All she wanted was to share love, and in return, she found a family in the whole town. Moral of the story: small, quiet acts of love can heal others and bring great joy. True kindness costs nothing, but its value is endless.